Welcome to day 69 of my spiritual journal. This is Soul Legacy Journal. It's a notebook. I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story. If you're new to me, I also call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So before I dive into this episode of what I call financial freedom, no, what I call relationship freedom Fridays, because that's what it says on the tin. It is relationship freedom. I was just thinking about finances and just being grateful. I just express gratitude as part of my spiritual journal. I talk about gratitude as part of my spiritual journal. I talk about pulling a card for you. So I will be doing that. So it is the Soul Legacy Journal. And if you've ever been through an awakening, what I talk about is that awakening process and going on the spiritual ascension journey and using our spiritual journal to do that and alchemizing our journey. So I've got an episode, I think it is the most favorite day. I say that and then I'm like, I like all the days, but Relationship Freedom Friday actually just beats it, I think, hands down. So the Soul Legacy Journal is about awakening. I also host the #1 Spiritual Awakening annual YouTube Summit, where I interview spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story and see how their relationships have emerged and evolved over time. It's really interesting to hear other people's story and what they've went through and why they do what they do in the world. So here on the Soul Legacy TV, good morning, Robin. Robin is here. Robin is our lead soul guided instructor for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and the Soul Legacy Academy. So if you have a spiritual awakening story to share around relationships, around whatever it is, then you can be part of my co-author book series. If you are a soul match, this is going to be for badasses. Relationship Freedom Friday, that is how I feel called to build my spiritual business and have that spiritual business success. I say without being busy, without doing busy work, without being broken, without experiencing burnout. And one of the things is sharing our story in a #1 best-selling book. So the Soul Legacy Journal is not just the journal and the notebook. This is the companion journal to the co-author book series. So it's an annual co-author book series, and I am looking for co-authors over the next 50 days. So if you know of anyone, then you can email submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com. This co-author book series is special. It's not just a co-author book series. It is for my students who are in my bootcamp or my mastermind. I'm gifting bootcampers 1 page and masterminders get up to 5 pages in the book because I want to help you build your spiritual business and also get your story out there and build your, what I call your own author and authority media platform. So if you have a movement inside of you, a message to share, a difference to make in the world, then you are going to love that. Again, good morning, Robin. So thank you for joining me. I was just saying gratitude on finances. So today's Relationship Freedom Friday. And over here in the UK, it is the Queen's Jubilee. I don't actually know what day it is because they've just taken like 4 days off for the holidays. I don't really, because I live the life that I live and I talk about spiritual business success, that for me is living an intentional life every single day. So I'm not really connected to the holidays and stuff. It doesn't, I was like, I don't care. I was going to say, but that's like really rude. But like, yeah. So anyway, I'm going out this afternoon with some friends. I think there's 6 of us with some friends. So that's Relationship Freedom Friday. And we're going out for a meal at a new restaurant. And when we get together every now and again. So I've got pockets of friends or like for the places that I've lived. And so I was talking to my soul sister, a friend who is from my old hometown, not the town that I was born in, but my hometown, my dad's hometown, I would say. And she said, oh, I remember blah, blah, blah. She remembers some of the friends that I'm going to go out with. She used to go to school with one of them, which I didn't know until today. So like small world. And I used to live there. So when I had my daughter, I exchanged my home because the area that I that I was in after being homeless for like the second time in my life. I've been homeless 3 times. I wasn't really feeling it. So I exchanged homes, lived next door to one of my friends, and then another friend, and then another friend. And so we've been friends for a really long time, is the point, like a couple of decades. And it's Relationship Freedom Friday. And so when we do get to go out, we'll put it on the calendar, and it's like 2 and 3 months before we all can get together. So it's quite a special time. I'll go back to my hometown and meet another pocket full of friends. Let me know if the friendships that you have are just light you up. They just really do. I talk about all relationships on Relationship Freedom Friday. And yes, we want that spiritual business success. And yes, we want to do our work in the world. But I talk about your light work and your lifestyle balance. And on Relationship Freedom Friday, I probably bring that in a little bit more. Our romantic relationships, our friendships, being parents, being grandparents, being godparents, being nieces, nephews, all the things. So I get really excited about it. This week I've had my great niece and nephew over, which was really lovely. And then another niece who was traveling with her partner. Just family lights me up. Not all of my family light me up, I would just like to say. That doesn't sound very nice, but it's true when they know it. And I don't light them up probably. However, regardless of that, it's like, it's still family first, because I would be there in a heartbeat, like a shot, like try hold me back if they really needed me, and then for me as well. But the chosen family, the soul sisterhood and soul brotherhood that I've had over the years just really lights me up. So my children have called all of my friends just about that are really, really close auntie and uncle and stuff, mostly aunties. So it's really, really nice. It's love, and vice versa. So it's really, really nice. And one of my friends, she said she used to look after Mia all the time. When I was little, when she was little, and I used to go to work and to college and stuff. And she's like, I want a baby just like Mia. Anyway, she tried for a baby, and I'm like, will you hurry up, because Mia's getting older. And she had her son. She had an older son as well, who used to play with my son. She had a son, and he was born on Mia's birthday 4 years later. I'm like, dude, you took forever. They don't even really move together. I'm like, 4 years. So that's really beautiful. My friend that I was talking to today on the phone, she lives in London, she said, it's really nice that those friends, she said it's really nice to see, oh, is so-and-so still with someone's, the husband or the partner. I was like, yeah, it's decades that they've been together. So seeing healthy relationships and not so healthy relationships, it's really nice to acknowledge that. So I'm ready for my spiritual dating and my marriage, I'm just saying. So I always says, yeah, you're going out with friends. Yeah, I'm excited, because if you know me and you see me on the Soul Legacy TV, you'll know that I've become quite a homebody. I've always been a city girl and party. I love to party. I wanted to go out at the weekend, last weekend. Didn't end up going out. So I'm like, when I see them today, it's like, when are we going out? The last time I went out with one of them, we were dancing. It wasn't very busy because it was like coming out of the pandemic. And then another one, so I had a group of friends kind of that I live with, and then when we've gone out and we've done these meals or wherever we've gone to movies, and my daughter's come sometimes, she's going to come over with me, but she's working. So they just adore her. Yeah, so when we've done, then I've been introduced to another friend, and one of their friends, who's now my friend, she just lives around the corner. So we've gone walking together and running together. So we're going to go on and get on the train. So it's just really nice. Like, in the middle of your work day with your spiritual business success, I know that some people do have that freedom to do that, and some people don't. I didn't always have that freedom. So to be able to say, yes, all of us, obviously it's the Jubilee and the holidays. So there'll probably be a lot of people out. So it should be a really good time. And there'll definitely be cocktails, I'd imagine. Robin says, I feel that we don't always have the best relationships with everyone in our family. Yeah, and just being truthful with that, like, is what it is. It's like, it's what it is. There's not perfection over here on the Soul Legacy TV. I love my family, like, and I wouldn't say I'd die for my family, because like that's really extreme. It's like, I'd die for my kid, why do you need to, you know, but that energy is there. It's like I would fight tooth and nail, because I know about soul speaking into existence. Do you know what I mean? So always, 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 that's just how we roll. So in my spiritual journal, and part of the Soul Legacy Academy and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network is bringing, light workers together and having that relationship. So on the first Tuesday, no, the first Tuesday, that's your call. On the first, Robin has a call on the first Tuesday of the month. I think it's at 4 p.m. You have to write the time. A collective energy clearing call. So that's relationships. My call is on the first Monday of the month. I always, first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time, for soul guided influencers, I say, to come together in that joint vision, that collective vision of having the relationships, of having your relationship with yourself. Relationship Freedom Friday comes first, and then having relationships with your family is where we learn the relationships. And then, you know, who you choose as your soul family, and the extended. And obviously we're all connected. We always say that we're all connected, and then we feel disconnected and all the things. And it's like, oh, you know, I wouldn't ever speak to that person. I wouldn't ever. And we say that we're all connected. So it's like, well, whatever. The universe, our relationship with the universe, our relationship with each other, working globally, our readers, our students, all of the things that we've got on our vision board. And I have a spiritual vision board challenge. So if you've not been through my spiritual vision board, I share with you how to get clear on your relationship with you, the relationship with others, and have that vision, relationship, angels, guides, those that have made their transition, and just having that in your world, having those relationships that really feel you. And this week, talking about relationships, I started out the week really high vibe, and we rate our relationship in terms, well, we rate every area of our life, every day on the Soul Legacy TV. If you don't know, on this YouTube podcast, I talk about your light work and your lifestyle balance. So if you like, what's she saying, like spiritual journal, and like, why is she talking about relationships? I talk about each area of your life that make up your light work and your lifestyle balance, right? And so it's contribution freedom on a Monday, health freedom on a Tuesday, environmental freedom on a Wednesday, no, emotional freedom on Wednesday, environmental freedom on Thursday, relationship freedom on Friday, which is today in this episode, and then spiritual freedom on Saturday, and financial freedom on Sunday. And that makes up your life. You kind of break down your life in the dark night of the soul and that spiritual awakening, and I help you put it back together in a way that feels really good. So we rate each area of your life under this acronym, and all of the letters stand for cheers to financial freedom. So you're contributing in your world, and you're building your spiritual business, doing it in ease, grace, and flow, transitioning from working one-to-one to one-to-many, so you can work with more people, creating that passive income stream and that leveraging income stream, working in groups. Excuse me, all of that to say relationships, but you want to have the freedom, the time and energy and money to invest in your spiritual business, so that you can have the finances in your spiritual business, giving and receiving that energy, so that you can have date nights and pay for meals and go out and do blah blah blah, make memories, right? And so everyone that I work with always says family first. Like, their biggest value is family, and they also probably feel a bit misplaced within their family as light workers. We just do. I don't know why. Not always, but a lot. But in order to have that family first and have that relationship freedom, we don't want to be pushed and pulled by not having the finances, or pushed and pulled by our emotions, or pushed and pulled by our environment. And by pushed and pulled, I mean triggered, or like led. We're not listening to that soul guidance. We're not vibing high, because we're looking at the physical world and being like, and judging that, and that's making us feel a certain way or act a certain way. So every day we rate our freedom frequency, the level of between a 1 and an 11. You don't get a 0 because you're breathing, and you have the relationship with yourself. So every day we rate our freedom frequency, how we're vibing in the world. And I always say the transformation that we want to see in the world starts with us. It starts with one relationship at a time, right? And that relationship is with us. ourselves. So rise and reside at the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. If you're focusing on you, staying in your own lane, you're going to have a very different experience with life. So how high vibe would you feel, do you feel, with the relationship with yourself, the relationship with others, the relationship with your vision that you have for each area of your life, the relationship that you know that your soul is calling you to express with it, with the universe? Do you feel connected? Do you feel guided? All of the things. So my relationship freedom is definitely 11. At the beginning of the week, on Health Freedom Tuesday, I was sharing that I had got a message from my soul daughter again saying, you know, I'm probably going to have to come home for a while. And I was like, absolutely, like, hands down, it's going to happen, you know, blah, blah, blah. She's 20. And the more I sat into it, the more I'm doing my Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge that I talk about on my masterclass, giving and receiving, right? And just being focused, staying in my own lane. I'm like, that is not going to work for me. My initial thought was, it's family first. It's not biologically mine, but family first, blah, blah, blah. And I sat with it, and it disrupted my spirit. I have to say it how it is. It just derailed me. And because it felt like a slap in the face, because it was a conversation that we'd had. She's been here a couple of times throughout like teenage years, and I was just like, now is not a good time for me. I'm staying in my own lane, and I've got to focus on this, dedicate, because I don't have an extra bedroom. So it would mean me giving up a bedroom, or giving up a space, giving up my office, or I'm here in my living room doing my lives, and I'm just like, it's not the right time for me. And that's so new for me to say and do. And I've been vibing really high for weeks and weeks, months. And that, doing my Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, I set that intention to record my journey. And as soon as I did that, and as soon as because I've been doing the lives as well, I'm like, wow, what the heck is that? And I believe that it's all for me to share that experience. When you think that you should do the thing, she's fine with it. And she's like, yeah, I understand. And, you know, it's up to me to get myself out of whatever. It's only like, it's not anything dramatic or anything like that. Just her tenancies run out after a year, and there's a gap. So it's not like she's in dire straits or anything like that with no money. She works, she does the things, she's been self-sufficient. She's learnt that. I've helped her with that. She's good. Do you know what I mean? That way. So it's not like, oh, well, I've just turned you away or anything like that. Because that wouldn't be a question. Do you know what I mean? I've done that already twice. And I'm like, now is the time for me to focus and stay in my own lane. I've got deadlines. I've got other relationships to build, and being in my zone and being in ease, grace, and flow is where I can show up, speak out, and serve deep. And if I make a choice that is going to impact me, that I know that I don't really want to make, it's going to impact me in the long term. And I'm so super sensitive as an empath with energy, and the family and the relationships that have been around her that she's grown up in are different from ours. Excuse me. Different values. Excuse me. Different values. Oh wow. Different values and different ideas. So that's why she was within our family. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I just need to stay in my own lane. And making that decision, and today being Relationship Freedom Friday, and I get to have that reset, I feel extremely high vibe. So my vibration, long-winded way of saying it, is at an 11. If I'd have rated my relationship freedom on a different day, on Tuesday or something, that I felt low vibe about it. Not to say everything was disastrous or anything like that. It was just like, where do I sit with that choice? What do I do? I am a role model for her. I know that. I acknowledge that. However, I'm also a role model for my daughter, my granddaughter, and I just want to be the happiest version of me. And I said, 2022 is going to be lit. And she said that, you know, she didn't want to come home. She said, I don't want to do a backward step. I've done so well. And I was like, that was going to be a backward step for me. There's boundaries. And I feel really good about it. And I just wanted to share that, not because I want to share all my business on on a live, but it's real and raw. And, you know, the Soul Legacy Journal is about that. It's launching, leading and leaving our soul legacy is just part of my legacy, any interaction. And so if you don't know, I'll pull up your comment, Robin, in just a second. On this Soul Legacy Journal, your soul legacy, excuse me, your soul legacy is every life you impact, influence, and impress upon, and every soul client, soul family, and soul tribe you touch. Soul expansion begins with you. And that's a quote by me, inspired by Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Maya Angelou. So I take that legacy so seriously. However, making one choice can have a knock-on effect from all of the other relationships. And I'm like, now is the time to make a decision, and feel that freedom. And I shared with you, Robin, personally, and I shared with my soul sister as well. And it's like, no, I get you, I feel you, and I don't need that validation from others, but it's nice to have that understanding of, yeah, that was really harsh, that was really a shitty thing to do, or that was, you know, I want people around me to tell me like look, dude, you know, do you think that's a good idea, or blah blah blah. Nobody has, but it's just nice to just sit in that space and be in alignment with your soul and stay true to you and balance your light work and your lifestyle, and not let things disrupt that you know it's then could be a self-sabotage, and leaning over too far, which I've done in the past. Robin says, you're right, it's first Tuesday of the month at 4 p.m. Eastern, the collective energy clearing call. If you feel any gunk around relationships, funk, I know you do, everybody does, relationship with yourself, as you've gone through this, your spiritual awakening, journal about it. So I'm Robin Nutt's Energy Healing TV. She leads an energy healing lifestyle. Here at the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about the 7 freedoms. That's an intentional living lifestyle. So Robin talks about energy healing and having that healing and that clearing. We call Robin the clearing queen. She'll help you clear, and it's a collective coming together, because when you're good and you're shining, you've gone through your dark night and you're journaling. Robin has her journaling as well through the chakras and all of the energies, and clearing the thoughts, the feelings, the layers, the barriers, the triggers, the traumas, and supporting you in that, going along that journey with you. It matters. So Robin's got that collective energy clearing call. So if you haven't been on that, then feel free to join that. It's a gifted call for Robin's Soul Tribe, for her subscribers. Robin says, thank you for the shout outs. You're welcome, gorgeous. So Relationship Freedom Friday for Robin is a 9. So Robin, thank you for modeling that for us. So Robin's right on the screen. So if you're listening to this elsewhere, if you're watching in the Soul Legacy TV, we have not Soul Legacy TV, the Soul Legacy Academy. I have the 7 freedoms call-in gym, monthly coaching call, a 2-hour coaching call, where I support you on all of this. And this is what we do in the Soul Legacy Academy. We write RFF equals, and so you rate between a 1 and a 9, and then you write it down in your Soul Legacy journal, in your spiritual journal. And then every Friday we come back, if you can, and if you don't, you watch me on the replay, you come back and we rate again, and we see if we've gone up in our vibration or down in our vibration. And Robin, I don't know if you have your journal handy, or and what your relationship freedom score was last week. Mine was an 11. And if it goes up and it goes down, it's like, why is it going up and why is it going down? What is going on? Is there something going on in your life? Is there something that you need to handle? There's something that so I dealt with that. But if I didn't deal with that in a healthy way for me, and hopefully in a healthy way for my soul daughter, it's like, I'm not doing that. Like, I can't do it. I need to stay in my own lane. I've been through a lot. I've been through so much. I've worked hard to be where I am. And that self-sabotage is just not a thing. Not that she'd want me to do that anyway. But if it's dipping, see why. What is it? So would you necessarily have said what you need to say? Like, I've said what I need to say in the way that I need to say it, but would you do that? Is there other things that need to be said, other things that are left unsaid? I'm someone that says what I need to say. Not everybody does that, and I understand that. But journal it out and then burn it, whatever it is, just get it out and deal with it and release it. because otherwise it kind of just eats away. So Robin, not that you have to answer, just I do this anyway on our call. It's like, what is there anything going on that's made it dip? Is it higher than last week? It doesn't matter, there's no right or wrong. It's just where you feel, how connected you feel to your guidance, how you're progressing. And in the spiritual vision board challenge, I talk about all of the 7 freedoms that I've mentioned, and we go deep on each area and what you want it to look and feel like. And usually when there's a lower rating other than 11, it's because it doesn't look and feel the way that you want it to look. So yes, we look at the visible world, but we also feel our way. So everything doesn't have to change in the physical for you to feel better, but more so of how do you feel in terms of progressing in your relationship with yourself and with others. So hopefully that made sense. And Robin's made a few comments. Let me just catch up here. So Robin says, it can feel like a test in the moment. For me, at least, I feel tested at times. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, wow. So I just got a message on Messenger. I'm like, my son's friend. So you feel tested at times. It feels like a tested, and I to be honest, I was like, Robin is my soul sister and we're really great friends. So we talk, we work together as joint vision partners, as soul sisters, and we have a mastermind coming up, mastermind retreat coming up annually. So we'll get to actually see each other in person, but we talk every single day. And I said, you know, if this is a test from the universe, I don't give a, do you know what I mean? It's like, if I've passed it or I've not, like, that is how I feel, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to backtrack, because it's not, why do something that you don't feel in alignment with doing? It doesn't make sense. So test or not, it's like, yeah, you feel tested, and do you pass it for yourself? Like, yeah, it's what you want to have, and it's not selfish, it's self-care. Robin says, thank you for sharing. You're modeling the process for us. You're welcome. Thank you. Our personal life is a part of it, 100%. It's what led most of us to this space and ignites our desire to leave our legacy, 100%. In the soul legacy journal, this spiritual journaling process, there's times where relationships is things that we've come through that awakening. I know for me, for the relationships, my twin flame, that awakening has like been lit. And I wanted to talk about that more, relationships. And I have the spiritual dating awakened soulmates marriage CV as a second YouTube channel. I'll be talking about that and talking about relationships and letting relationships go. How do you feel about the relationships that you have when you look at all of the relationships in your life? Is there anything that needs to up level, anything that you need to let go? And I was thinking about when I was reading the 5 love languages, listening to 5 love languages today, and he was saying, I was listening to the version for singles, because I'm single, and he was saying the love languages was originally for couples, and there was a lot of singles that found value in the book, and so he developed a version for singles. And he said, you know, some of them, I made notes that were the married, never married, singles, divorced, all the things. And I thought back to my marriage. I've been married once before, and then I got happily divorced, and I literally, I'm still repaying debt from then. I ended up being in £160,000 worth of debt, pounds, not dollars. I'm like, dude, I never had like any kind of debt at all ever in my whole entire life. I'm like, but I held my head up high. I went through a really messy divorce, homelessness, bankruptcy, all the things. And when I was with my soulmate in like a 7.5-year relationship, I helped him to support. Stop with the messages. I helped him support. I supported him in getting his own place, right? So it was like a very different energy, like giving, you know, stuff and amicable. And then with my twin flame, he left, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. It's, the cycle's complete for me. And my household did not skip a beat, and that's not to be rude. It was to be that I wanted to set myself up. I promised myself that never would I be in that position again, ever. And when I go into my next relationship, it's like, make sure I am financially sound, not relying on anyone, not going through, because I ended up being in that situation again, but not intentionally. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. So that's part of the relationship with you, being the version of you, a conscious man, conscious woman who is contributing in the way that you want to and financially sound, so you don't have to stay in a relationship because of finances. That's a really big one for me. And we awaken and we have our legacy in many different ways, and our children watch us in our personal life. They watch us, and we call Iona the clarity queen. You call me the clarity queen. People do say she gave me so much clarity, she helped me get clear. With my 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge, I start with clarity. It's big. With a vision board, it gives you clarity on what's your next steps. If you're feeling stuck in your spiritual business and you're wanting to journal about it, to kind of like, where else, don't just focus on business. Do you know what I mean? Focus on each area of your life. And when you get clarity of where your business actually fits into the lifestyle that you want to have, and your lifestyle depends on your spiritual business, and your spiritual business depends on your lifestyle, vice versa. Because if you don't have the lifestyle that you want, you're probably not contributing in the way that you want. And if you're not contributing in the way that you want, you probably don't have the lifestyle that allows for it, right? And it's that dance of, shit, what do I do with it? I'm going to pull the card in just a second. Robin says it's so excited for the Mastermind retreat. I'm like really down with it. Yeah, I'm diamond made millionaire, soul guided millionaires in the making. Thailand, here we come next year. Robin said, agree, feeling stuck in relationships because of finance is not okay. It's not. And, a lot of times I've heard this over the years. And I left with my ex-husband and I was like, kids were going, like, we just bought a house, we got married on Cocoa Beach. Like, I was like, dude, this is not like, it's not the one, it's not the thing. And I did, and I left. And financially I was okay for a bit, but not that much. And I had my kids through that journey, but there was no way on this God's green earth that I was going to stay and put my kids through that, because it's damaging. It's damaging. So the 5 love languages, if you don't know, it's a book that will help you through that and help you get into that relationship, or being your relationship. So there's a version for couples, teenagers, children, and men. And when you know yourself, it helps with the relationships, and it helps with that emotional need for love, as Dr. Gary Chapman says. And he says about that skills for being loved and for loving. And you'd think that it would just come naturally, and we like, it's love. Love doesn't take work, marriage doesn't take work. Okay, how's that working out for you? Like, literally, how's that working out for you? Yeah, relationships enhance your well-being. And so I'm looking at my notes in case you're wondering. I love what he says about the parents communicating what love is, right, to our children. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't always shown that. I wasn't shown that at all, really, how to communicate love, how to love myself. And I'll say I wasn't shown that at all. If I was, I didn't receive it. I didn't hear it. I will say that, in fairness. Do you know what I mean? So the 5 love languages are quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service. Did I say them? Quality time, words of affirmation, and gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And so my top one right now is quality time. So going out with the girls, I'm like, yay. I woke up this morning, I got out of bed and I was dancing. I'm like, yay. And words of affirmation is big for me. Gifts is not. Acts of service, a little bit more so. And physical touch, I love that. I'm a very touchy-feely person. So what is your love language, your primary love language? If you don't know it, then go to the love languages quiz and find out what your kids' love languages, your grandkids, the people, your friends, because the world needs love, and just not assuming, oh well, I know how to love, it's just love. Like, I really resonate with the book, and the reason why I was in my twin flame union for so long, and learning that, and learning how to actually love a man fully and love myself fully at the same time without completely losing myself, it was a journey, and there was growing pains and there was all of the things. So I'm super grateful. I'm really happy that I was in that, because it was a turning point for me. I'm also happy that I'm really happy that I'm not in that now, because it was a turning point for me to have another vision and choose another vision. And I love that. And some people think, well, why would you want that experience? It's like, would I do it over again? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, absolutely, I would. And people might think, oh, well, that's a bit crazy. Why would you not just have this? Like I said, one of my soul sisters, like, oh, you know, so and so's together. They've been, I don't know if there's all happy years. I know one couple has not always been happy years at all, actually. And I can't say her name. One has, and then another one, I think that she's been, so two of them, I think, over maybe 25 years. And yeah, over 25 years, and then another one like over 10, maybe 12 or 13. I don't know who else is coming out, so hers might be over 10. There's just me going, oh no. no thank you. But the next one that I get in, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Choose wisely and I'm done. Yeah, so I'm going to pull this card because it's a special one. Robin says, oh my God, love and relationships definitely take work. Otherwise, we take each other for granted, which is love at all. Exactly. Can I just say that again? Love and relationships definitely take work. Otherwise, we take each other for granted, which isn't love at all. And that's what I've had. And as I've grown, so going through a spiritual awakening, don't know if this is resonates with you. When you go through a spiritual awakening and you up level, so if you're staying on that level, it's fine. But when you're awakening and you've got your purpose and you've got your calling, and you had to put so much hours in, and you're self-employed, which is not always the norm, and you're doing these things, family tend to think you're crazy, like, what on earth? And I believe as light workers, it's like, well, yeah, okay, well, we could settle and we could now not think, oh, well, you're awakened. And once you stretch, you can't go back. And so, yes, these relationships are amazing and blah, blah, blah. But I've gone through multiple awakenings. And when you up level, you require somebody that's conscious. End of, simple. It just is. And some people will say online, well, do you have to? And I'm fine that they're not really, and inside they have that, I'm not saying everyone, that burning desire to have that person that is really conscious, because on a day-to-day, the conversation, the relationships, what you do, how you spend your time, money and energy will determine that. And I'm not about settling for less. No, thank you. Mine is quality time. Robin says, yes. So that's why Robin and I, our relationship, spending this time, and I won't be on Robin's live. Robin has a live daily vlogs. I won't be on today because I'll be out, but Robin has a beautiful live, and she talks about energy and clearing, especially relationships, talking about codependency and being an empath and all those things. If you've experienced any of that, and Robin will hit Robin up, and she'll support you. So our quality time, we speak that love language. We feel very full. I'll speak for me. I feel very full in our relationship. It matters to me, you know, and words. What is your second? Oh, Robin says, be right back. I was going to say, what is your second love language? I don't know that. I knew that quality time was. So let me pull this card. Robin, you're going to miss the card. Let me talk about the chakras. Robin's Energy Healing TV. She talks about chakras, and I bought a chakra crystal. This is a blue, it's lap Lucy or something. I don't know. But anyway, on the Energy Healing TV, let me just give Robin a shout out. It is throat chakra healing Fridays. Throat chakra healing Fridays. So she'll help you with that. So the lapis lazuli crystal is talking about truth, awareness, and wisdom. Can I get an amen for that? So hit Robin up. She'll Robin, you're gonna miss the card. Okay, let's go. It's okay, she can watch the replay. So this card literally jumped. Every day I pull a card for us as part of the spiritual journal, as part of this process. I'm going to talk about gratitude, and then I'm going to wrap up with the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, where we do it vibrationally, and then we do it in the physical world as well. It's day 5 of the Bank 50K 50 days challenge, my round. So this is Lord Shiva, I think, Transcendence. Excuse me, this literally popped out. So I love that. Can you see the details on that hand and the snake and stuff? And the moon. I've got an announcement, a reminder to do my run. I will not be doing my run today. I'm going out for a meal. So this card says, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. I love that. Relationship Freedom Friday. Every single day, the card that we need to hear for myself, for you, to support you in your spiritual business success, to support you in your spiritual awakening, to support you in journaling. If you have a favorite card deck, then do that. But this is definitely for all of us. Rise up and honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance for the universe. So let me read this card for you. So it says, Shiva is one of India's trinity of male figures. He is depicted wearing a cobra around his neck. So you see that? Oh, you're back? Yay! Robin's back. Boom, baby. So I was trying to slow down. I gave you a shout out and I said it was Throat Chakra Healing Friday, so you haven't missed much. So he is depicted wearing a cobra around his neck, representing his capacity to tame fear or the ego, surrounded by stars, showing his connection to the cosmos, and holding a trident, acknowledging the three aspects of the divine masculine power in India: creator, preserver, and destroyer. He's excuse me, he's known for He's known, because I talk that much. He's known as the destroyer because of his warrior-like energy and the ability to destroy fear. He is a facet of the Divine Father energy and offers parental protection, support, and guidance. So my father, my biological father, is in spirit. My dad, who raised me, is in spirit. My mum's husband, who was just a beautiful soul, in spirit. Not a father figure, but a grandpapa figure to my kids. And that's beautiful for me. It's that relationship that's like, oh, I'll try not to cry. That support and that guidance, so thank you. He's also acknowledged as the cosmic dancer because he helps coordinate the interaction between Earth and the cosmos. He has the capacity to help us move beyond the fear of failure and into clarity and connection. So if you have a father spirit or parental, whatever that is, then that's to you as well. So I know Robin does. So he has I'm going to read it again. He has the capacity to help us move beyond the fear of failure into clarity and connection. So I built my spiritual business, the Soul Legacy Academy. You'll see in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, I talk about speaking, serving, and signing up your soul clients. However, where I started was a fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. And if you've got a fear of failure, fear of success, and selling is not the best place to build your spiritual business. And you and I know that. And so I want to support you in that. So that fear of failure into clarity and connection. When you connect soul to soul with yourself first, you can connect soul to soul with others and just be true, just be you, show up, speak out, and serve deep. I love it. Extended message, and it took a long time to get there. A long time. That's part of me going live and just stuttering on my words and just saying, hey, this is what's going on in my life, like this is my content on the Soul Legacy TV. And it's just like, I have the YouTube podcast, I have the Spiritual Awakening I know YouTube, something that's more formal, obviously, and I have my spiritual YouTubers book launch and my book launch videos. So I do more formal, and I have my YouTube challenges where I'm more formal. However, this is me just chilling in my living room, no fear. Do you know what I mean? I'm not failing because I've done X, Y, and Z in my life. I'm showing up, speaking out, and serving deep, and being raw and real, so you can see who I am. Not hiding behind closed doors, not wanting to be visible, being scared, going through the dark night of the soul and saying, what the heck happened? I feel like a fraud. My life's a mess. I'm a hot mess behind closed doors. All things like, I'm not a hot mess, but do you know what I mean? Like when you're hiding because your life's a hot mess, it is a hot mess when you go through the dark night of the soul. That's the whole point. And this helps you to build and align all of the areas of your life when you go through that, so you don't feel like so much of a hot mess, because your income, as T. Harv Eker says, doesn't exceed the level of you growing, right? So your income grows to the extent that you do. And Robin Sharma says that your net worth won't ever exceed your self-image. And so if you're on this journey trying to manifest financial freedom and you don't see yourself, you don't have the relationship with yourself that can own your gifts and hone your gifts, craft your gifts, give value, then you will have that fear of failure, success, and selling. Absolutely. And it doesn't shift. And you can clear that. All things Robin will help you to clear all that stuff. I do the outside stuff, as I say, and Robin says she does the inside stuff. So we've got you. So that clarity and connection, right? So the extended message is Lord Shiva is, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, so don't like shoot me down for it. The Lord Shiva, not you, but you say that you would, is with you right now to awaken your sense of connection to life itself. He's with you to right now to awaken your sense of connection to life itself. And oftentimes when we go through the dark night of the soul, we do not feel connected to life itself. It's like, what is this life? I'm about to fit in to go home. I'm done with this life. Do you know what I mean? I felt that way and I'm laughing, but you don't feel like, it's not a laughing matter in the moment. It's like, damn, like what the hell happened to me? What the heck happened to my life? You are moving through a deep transition and things will be clearer from this point. And I love that because today, like I say, it's day 5 of my Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. So if you've not heard of that, I'll talk about it at the end of this episode. But this morning when I was doing my masterclass slides and I was like, oh, and Robin's always shouting about my masterclass. It's a 4-hour training. And that's where the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge starts. And that's where the connection to the community, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network comes. And I was like, oh, wow, this is really going to be lit. I've come so far since the last time that I actually recorded it. I think it was 5 months ago. I will do it live on the last Monday of every month from this point forward. And if there's no one registered, then I won't do it live. But from this point forward, I had some stuff to do on the back end. And as I grow my audience and grow the Soul Legacy TV, and if you resonate with this message and you find value in the Soul Legacy Journal, please do share it out, subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV, like this video, click the notification button so you get notified when I go live so that you can come in and build your relationship, right? So that connection with yourself is massive, and we are moving through transitions all of the time, and that clarity is huge, and I need that for myself. I don't just give it to other people and go, yeah, you get clarity. I need to have clarity as well. You will know exactly what you need to do and where you need to be. I love it. And if you've seen my spiritual business, I've scheduled it out. I've scheduled my summit, my group calls, passive income, leverage income for the next 7 years and beyond. Like, it is lit. It's the most beautiful business model that I have seen. I created it, but like, not really. This is a powerful time as you will transcend the limitations that others have set for you. And I really feel that because going through this journey, people look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, I feel like a crazy lady, right? And so now, like me sharing the book, and even if people don't get what it is that you do, when you share that you've been part of a co-author book series, like again, you can come and be a part of the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. When you share, I've been co-author of 3 book series so far. The last one, just The Secret Child, Life After Loss, was dedicated to my son. It just hit #1 on the 1st of June. It is the 3rd of June. And so we could share that out and people get it. Like your friends and family, you can share, oh, I've got a book, and they'll get it. Do you know what I mean? So when you think sometimes it's like people don't get what I do, they don't get my business, and they don't really support me. A lot of people say that they don't support me. People online support me more than my family, like blah, blah, blah. But when you share that you've written a book or you're part of a book, it's like, oh, okay, that's what you do. A lot of people don't actually understand what we do. So it is a powerful time to transcend beyond the limitations others set for you. And when they set others set a limitation for you, it's only because they feel limited within themselves. It's not because they want to be really mean or anything like that. Not necessarily. I don't know everybody's intention, but they just don't understand it. And Robin says, oh, thank you. Sorry about that. It's okay, love. Definitely can't serve deep while hiding in fear. 100%. Robin says that hot mess is pushing us through our rebirth. Yes, the hot mess behind closed doors is like, oh Lord, I went through a dark decade of the soul. So spiritual awakening, like the notebook, the journal, right? Wearing the t-shirt and still writing in it. I got this as a new one. This is my second one. And this one and the book and stuff, like living it. I know that the evolution of it is it's always going to be. Robin says, I'll be back for the parts I missed. Love you, billions. Have a fantastic time out. Thank you, love. I really appreciate that, Robin. So let me finish off this message, then I'll wrap up with gratitude and then the vibrational money voucher. So it is a time of innovation, ideas, stargazing, soul traveling. Robin will definitely resonate with that. Soul traveling and soul revealing. Shiva, the Lord of Dance, is here with his sacred sound of to lead the way. I love that. And I know I've talked all the way through it, but I'm just saying it's lit. So gratitude, let's do gratitude. These are your spiritual journal prompts to do gratitude. And the way that we do gratitude on the Soul Legacy TV is, and for intentional living, for these 7 freedoms, I call them. Again, it's Relationship Freedom Friday. I've got my blue t-shirt on. That's the color that represents Relationship Freedom Friday, and it happens to be the same color that represents throat chakra healing. So, well, kind of not this exact color, but anyway. Gratitude. This is a heart stone that my daughter Mia, she's 19 now, she gave me when she was little. And we used to pass the gratitude stone around the family, and I've done it with partners as well, of soul speaking into existence. This is part of that for me. And on the way that I do gratitude here on the Soul Legacy TV and within the Soul Legacy Academy is each of the 7 freedoms is what I call the intentional living codes. It's a code for you to tune and track your vibration as we do our Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And I'll talk about that at the end in just a second. But the code you have, your own frequency, the frequency that you're emitting, that only you can emit, and supporting you in raising your vibration, right? So part of that is expressing gratitude. We know that. We see gratitude journals all the time. So in the spiritual journal, as part of your prompt, what I'd love for you to do and what I do is write gratitude for each of these 7 freedoms. Every single day we bring the 7 freedoms. Yes, it's Relationship Freedom Friday, but we bring all of the freedoms in every single day because we notice, we don't just wait on a Contribution Freedom Monday to just appreciate contribution. We don't wait just for a Friday to appreciate relationships or wait for a Sunday to appreciate our finances. We bring them in every single day and we notice what's going on for us living an intentional life. So for each of the acronym, you can write them down. I will have a Soul Legacy journal, not just the notebook, but an actual journal. With this as a companion journal for the Call of a Book series. So, and it's launched annually on the 6th of May, which is my son's birthday. He made his transition 7 years ago, so that was part of my spiritual awakening and being here. So you'll know what you're grateful for, whether it's past, present, or predicted future, I like to say. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So you can write this down as your spiritual journal prompt. I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate something from your contribution, something from your health, something for your emotion, your environment, your relationship, your spiritual freedom, and your financial freedom. Even if you're not where you really want to be, you can still find something that you're grateful for and bask in that energy of being happy and grateful. Some people say, the past was really rough, and you can find something to be grateful for in your spiritual awakening. You can find something to be grateful as you're doing your spiritual ascension path, and as you focus on that spiritual alchemy, you can say thanks in advance. So just say thank you for whatever that is, right? And so for me, I share a little bit of my vision. So this whole spiritual journaling process is about connecting to your vision for your relationship, right? And all of the freedoms, connecting those values, living in alignment with your values, and then raising your vibration so you experience, so you're emitting the experience that you want to have before for it to manifest. So saying thank you for the past and accepting where you are, accepting the present, and really believing in the predicted future. You get to co-create your own life, right? So for me, for the C, for contribution, the circle of friends, like light work and lifestyle balance is what we're focusing on, leveraging your light work and your lifestyle. So we don't just focus on contribution in your light work, but I have done all week. And so the circle of friends I've contributed over the last couple of decades, it's just beautiful. My health, I'm grateful for the contrast that I've experienced when my frequency dipped on Health Freedom Tuesday. I ended up falling off the wagon, not doing my exercise for the last few days. It's like it's only like I did a run on the Tuesday, didn't exercise on the Wednesday and Thursday, and now it's the Friday, and I'm gonna do it on Saturday. Ooh. And I'd been on this journey celebrating and saying, you know, I released like 3 pounds in the last 3 weeks as I've gone on this journey with my soul sister. And then this morning I got on the scales, which I just knew anyway. And it's like, okay, well, it's back to where I started. It's like, really? Because I've eaten, like, I've had McDonald's, I've had pizza, I've had fish and chips, I've had all the things. I'm going to have a meal because I felt a certain way and I didn't feel like I'd emotionally ate. But clearly that is something that was going to help me clear. And it's not because I gorge or whatever, but normally I fast and I don't break my fast, and normally I drink a lot of water and I do my exercise. So if you're going to do the exact opposite of that, then you're gonna feel it, right? So it's not like a crazy, but it's a contrast. And I'm like, really? But I'm grateful for the contrast. I'm grateful to speak it out so it doesn't own me. It's part of the Bank 50 Game 50 Days challenge. You get to observe your behavior. You get to observe what was sabotaging you. My energy is moving. You get to see where you are and what your patterns are. You change your paradigm, change your life. Atomic Habits, that was Environmental Freedom Thursday's book. Atomic Habits was on a Monday. That's the book that I'm reading. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay on Wednesday. What was the emotional one? Whatever Arises, Love That by Matt Kahn. So those are like, and then the 5 love languages today. Spiritual Freedom is the Untethered Soul. Excuse me. And then You Were Born Rich on Sunday. So I've got these 5 books to listen and to recognize and understand what my patterns are, what my triggers are. I know that had I not have had that trigger, I would not have fallen off track. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, how did I manage that trigger? Did I manage it the best way that I could? And how will I then, you know, move through that? So I'm grateful for the contrast, right? My emotions, I'm just happy. I'm just really happy. I'm happy that I'm happy. For environment, I'm grateful for the transport that we're going to take. I'm going to walk to my friends. It's sun shining. Hopefully it'll stay sun shining. I'm just grateful for our environment. My belly, did you hear that? The energy's moving. I'm not having a meal till like 2:30. So there you go. For my relationships, all of them, the relationship with you, relationship with Robin, with my daughter, my granddaughter, my nieces, my nephews, just the friendships, just, yeah, just all the things, my son. And then finances, having the money to be able to go out today without worrying it and without thinking, oh, because I didn't even really notice the day. It's like, oh, it's the 3rd. I knew that as it was coming up, but it's like, oh, it's the 3rd. It'd be like the end of the month, the beginning of the month, what's going in, what's going out. And I haven't even done that. I haven't checked the, I checked this morning. It's like, okay, well, what would be my budget for today? Blah, blah, blah. But I didn't. Yeah, it's just beautiful. So that is gratitude as your spiritual journal prompt. The final prompt that we have in this virtual journal is our vibrational money voucher. So the Soul Legacy journal is a magical journal. Every single day, it gives you a vibrational money voucher $1,000, pounds or euros, wherever you are in the world, wherever your currency is, to spend and make memories, like going out if you don't have the finances to go out, like whatever it is, holidays, relationships, date nights, date days, just traveling, whatever it is, whatever's on your vision board that is going to take money to actually manifest, then spend it on that. So this vibrational money voucher, you spend daily with me here on the Soul Legacy Journal, Soul Legacy TV, in the Soul Legacy Journal, or in the Soul Legacy Academy. And every single month I have a 7 Freedoms monthly call-in gym for your light work and your lifestyle balance. I talk about all the freedoms, but you spend it making memories. And the rules are that you don't get to spend it on bills, because I want you to come from the space that your spiritual business is so successful, all of that is covered, no worries whatsoever, feel that feeling. And you tithe 10% every single day. Even if you don't spend the vibrational money voucher that day, you can carry over the balance, but you tithe 10% every single day to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Caru's bereavement care, because that worthy cause, that charity, was helping me. And if you find value and you come to my masterclass and the bonuses, there's a link there to donate to Caru's bereavement care through my son's page, his much loved page. And I also have a fund for my granddaughter, his daughter, which you can contribute to. So that's that. I spend my vibrational money voucher here on the Soul Legacy TV on my live on Financial Freedom Sundays, and it's lit. It's just amazing. So you get to go on a spending spree with vibrational money, meaning being in alignment with money, not experiencing those money blocks. So if you do experience money blocks, we'll talk about it on the masterclass. But Robin Knott of the Energy Healing TV and podcast, and the founder of the Energy Healing School, has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and she calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom. So, oh gosh, that's my alarm. Sorry, I kind of went in and out there. So my alarm for my run. So my habits support me, right? So the 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, hit Robin up, is $33. It's worth it. Which she did a live round, then she did self-study. That's what I teach. To be in service and to create passive income streams, right, for you around your book, around your spiritual business. So that's spending that vibrational money voucher. Let me know what you spent it on in the spiritual business YouTubers community, whether that's in the 7 Freedoms frequency community, or on the monthly call, or in the spiritual business YouTubers network. There's a vision board challenge that goes with this journaling process that you'll want to do. And then do that and then follow along. It's absolutely free, absolutely fine. The 7 Freedoms calls is $77 a month. I bonus that for my Bootcampers and my Masterminders. So if you love what I do, you resonate, and you're like, yep, I'd love to actually see more about what Iona does, then in the comments and in the description, I have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass. It's a 4-hour masterclass every single month. You can watch the replay as well. I have bonus gifts. I will outline all of that, but you'll have a look on the last Monday of the month live. You'll catch it on the Soul Legacy TV as well, YouTube channel. Share it out. Invite a soul sister, a soul brother in who wants to have that spiritual business success, speaking to, serving, and signing up high-paying one-to-many soul clients, because why would you not? That's what we're here for as light workers, to do our work in the world and take on the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge physically. So once you're spending the vibrational money, you'll know that it's safe to have those experiences in your life. You're leaving that legacy. You're having the legacy of financial freedom, so you can pass that down to your family, whether it's in a house, whether like my dad did, or whether that's in money like my mum has. She's kind of just given everybody so she could see what they'd all spend it on before, like she passes. Do you know what I mean? So we'll do that. I have a free chapter of my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. That is what I'm doing. We have that on pre-order, but if it's not on pre-order, you'll be able to purchase it for $5.55. Please leave a review. I have my 5-day YouTube challenge. If you want to start your spiritual business and get it out there on YouTube, you want to automate it, you want a little bit of clarity on your marketing and planning, all of that stuff, that's the base. That's a challenge that is at the base of my book. I have book launch videos for you. I have the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit that you'll be able to attend, and the after show party and the Spiritual Alchemy giveaway. All the things, all of these things is building relationships for me. And what else? The free chapter VIP day, and I'll show you how to start, grow, and structure a successful online spiritual business on YouTube and launch a #1 best-selling book. My book went to #1 on pre-order a week after I launched it, so I love it. Again, the co-author book series, we are set to be #1 bestsellers. If you know of anyone who's gone through a spiritual awakening, then, and they have a spiritual awakening story to share, but they also want to build their own author and authority platform, then my bootcamp, the link is down in the description and it's down in the cards. It's $555. You have a 5-month payment plan, which is $111. I'm in the UK. That's like a deficit for me, just so you know. And I can't do it any cheaper than that, but it's beautiful because I gift soul match co-authors a page in the book, and then masterminders get up to 5 pages in the book. So I'm really excited about that and getting that out there, and share. Please do share, invite somebody in, and yeah, and I shall see you very soon. I'll see you on the next episode. I'm gonna go get ready, doll myself up, and go out and have a lovely meal. So I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, spending this time with me. Robin, thank you for coming back on the replay, because I know that you will. And I'll watch your live on the replay today or tomorrow, probably later on today, if I don't have too many cocktails. So I love you, and I shall see you on the next episode of the Soul Legacy TV. Take care.